One of our most frequently asked questions at Stylus is around how we ensure that our AI marking is both consistent and predictable, so we always get the answer that we're expecting when we're assessing a student's piece of work. And the way that we do that is through policy. So by policy, I'm referring to the guidance that both our human marker moderators and our AI follows to determine whether something a student wrote should be marked as a successful example or marked as an error. If you've ever taught any exam-based subject or any subject involving assessment, which is probably most teachers, you'll be pretty familiar with the idea of policy anyway, because we all have to follow it. But the policy that's given to teachers often depends quite a lot on them bringing their own prior knowledge. That's why teachers have to attend moderation sessions or exam training sessions led by exam boards or moderators to make sure that they're awarding the same mark consistently. And even then, you often have really high levels of disagreement between different teachers marking the same piece of work. We can't do that with AI. We can't hold regular moderation sessions where we invite the AI along and it asks all its questions. So what we have to do instead is predict in advance every single reason why the AI and a human might disagree on the correct mark. And we do that first by testing two humans against each other. If those two humans follow our policy or our marking guidance and they award different marks, we know that we need to improve the policy. A really straightforward example of that would be something like capital letters. So when we're marking capital letters for proper nouns, the rules on the surface are pretty straightforward. You should use a capital letter to begin any proper noun, so a name of a person or a place or a title of a book or whatever it might be. We then need to add in policy that says how to handle a student using a capital letter for something that isn't a proper noun. So is that an error in their understanding of capitals for proper nouns, or is it an error in their understanding of capitals at the start of sentences? We think it's the former, so that's where we mark that down. Then we have to look at all the other ways in which students might possibly use capital letters. So as an example, if a student were to be writing the name of a title, a film, so Lord of the Rings, and they were to capitalise the O and the T in the middle, is that an error or is that a successful example? That goes into the policy. If the student were to make a mistake, so they were to capitalise the L in Lord of the Rings but not the R, then would we mark that as one error or would we mark that as many errors? If one student has written capital L and then lowercase of the rings, and another student has written capital L, capital O, and then lowercase the rings, TR, how do we handle that? How do we make sure that we're fairly marking students for any errors that they make? All of this informs our policy. Our policy is always tested between two humans first to make sure that they're consistently agreeing with each other. Then we introduce the AI and we test the AI against the human marks. And when we're happy that the AI and the humans are often in agreement, then we're able to let the AI start marking on its own.